What's up, guys? Sam Cole here, just carrying the Apple news game on my back. Got some great things to talk about today, as always. Apple has started early production on the iPhone 14, but we have kind of a slight problem, which we'll be talking about. More on that momentarily. They are planning to drop Macs at multiple points this year, in addition to March, also sometime in May, and they are also nearing the end for the Apple AR/VR headset, guys. We're almost here. So as always, if you're excited for today's video, just do what you know you need to. Look inside of your heart and drop a like, and of course hit subscribe as you open your mind up to new possibilities while tapping that bell. Alright guys, I'm gonna debag for this one because there is just a whole, what do you call it when there's like a lot of news, like a whole little bag. You remember when you were a kid and you went to a birthday party and they handed you those little treat bags? That's the only reason I was going. They weren't actually my friends. Putting that to the side, I guess we should start off with an Apple March 8th event update because that's what we've been doing at the beginning of videos, and it is on the horizon. Like, we are just a couple of weeks away now, and I know that a lot of you are like,
please God, just make it end. It's bad in here, man. I just need the new products. I need the new product.
Listen, dog, I'm in the trenches with you. I know exactly how it feels. So we are out here today with an update from Mark Gurman, our favorite Apple news boy, that's sharing some details about what Macs are coming specifically. He thinks it's going to be two. In addition to the iPhone SE and the iPad Air that will be coming at this event, Gurman says that the M1 Mac Mini and M1 base 13-inch MacBook Pro should also be updated to the M2 chip around now. Listen, there's some loose language around this, but it does sound pretty realistic at this point, then considering Apple registered 2 new desktops and 1 new notebook alongside registering the iPhone and the iPad with the Eurasian Economic Commission, which confirms these products are coming. This right here is the lineup for Apple's March 8th event. Now, of course, maybe some other things leak between now and March 8th, but I just wanted to give you this picture of the most up-to-date information about what products are coming, and if it's not on here, I don't think it's coming. The thing is, according to Gurman as well, Apple's not going to do a March event and then not drop anything until the fall. That was kind of what they did in April. They had the huge event with the iMac and the iPad Pro and AirTag, and then they were just like, all right, no new products until September. And I don't know if you guys remember that period of time, but things got a little rough around the iUpdate offices. Where'd you hide them? Who's got the rumors? And like that, I am done with my haircut. Hey guys, it's summertime now. I'm just sipping my marg. It's time to talk about the iPhone. Who's fighting me? Morale here on the channel is at an all-time low. They are putting satellites in the sky. This is not a drill. This is out. Hey, we're back today and we're focusing on the positive. And that positive being that in addition to new Macs coming in March, there are also going to be some new Macs dropping in May or June. In May, it could just be a press release. I don't see another event. But if it's June, that pretty much suggests it's going to be at WWDC, Apple's big developer conference. And there is actually precedent for this. Like the last time the Mac Pro got updated, which is Apple's super high-end expensive computer, that got previewed at WWDC 2019 and then didn't ship until December of that same year. And considering that we're expecting a new Mac Pro with Apple Silicon again this time, I think it's pretty likely that we see the same pattern again, perhaps that redesigned iMac Pro also coming around now. So already compared to 2021, this year's sounding a lot better. Apple just did a huge gap in the middle of the year with nothing new coming out, but it sounds like it'll be a bit more regularly paced throughout 2022, basically just because they have so much stuff to drop. And for us, the two most exciting things in that category is going to be the iPhone 14, but also the Apple AR/VR headset. And I want to start off with the headset for this section because we've just gotten a fresh report from Digitimes that progress is going really well on this. According to this fresh report from Digitimes, who is about 60% accurate, they say that this Apple AR/VR headset has officially passed the EVT2 development stage. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not an engineer, so I didn't really know what this was. So I looked it up, right? I did some research, and apparently there's like multiple stages to making products that goes like this. First is the engineering validation stage. This is where you're basically mocking things up and trying to get things close to final. Then you do the design validation stage, which is like, all right, we made this. Is this actually possible to produce at any realistic level? And finally is the PVT or production validation stage, which is very close to going to market. And it's like, okay, everything's passing the test. The quality is here. We're ready to go. So this device now now is officially at the end of the first stage, which is pretty exciting. Now it has a bit further to go, but Digitimes says that even hearing this information now, being at this stage, that they see this product launching in 2022. Now Mark Gurman, who's more reliable, has said sometime it's going to drop in 2023. But I think, in my heart, if I look inside this dark, dark hole, I see this, and you see it gets a little bit bigger, and it gets a little bit bigger. Oh, sorry, man, my shopping list always pops up in here. No, it gets to be 2022. I see that Apple is going to announce this year. I'm not saying that based off anything I know personally. I'm just saying I feel it in my bones. But being that this is an entirely new product category for Apple, and being that there's really not going to be anything exactly like this on the market prior to Apple announcing it, I mean, yeah, it could get pushed back. But the iPhone 14 being that this is Apple's biggest product, they kind of got to lock down that being on time. We are hearing that that is going to be the case for 2022, that things are going well in the production and design stages. According to Economic Daily News, the iPhone 14 is pushing into trial production, which is very early on. Obviously, we have a long way to go until these drop in September, but the good news here is that Apple is on time for what they have done historically. So every year for the new iPhones around February or March, Apple basically starts this trial production to establish the appropriate production and testing machines and to establish a quality monitoring process. Essentially, this is just a routine step of getting this to be mass produced, and this is the early stage to do the initial testing to be like, oh hey, that screw is out of stock. We're gonna have to move that screw somewhere else. As Economic Daily News writes, the idea is to collect data, correct abnormalities, evaluate the production process and products that need to be improved, and evaluate whether the trial produced products are acceptable. What I'm saying is that with this year's iPhone 14, things are going well, but if Apple does start to run into some issues or they need to tweak some things, like the design is pretty much finalized, it's pretty much ready to go. This is their current plan, but things could change. And listen, the fact that right now things are going as scheduled is great, but remember that this is the design that is apparently being validated here. This is the final look that Apple's going for based on everything we have been hearing from credible sources. That is the pill plus dot design that I still can't fathom actually shipping, but guys, I'm gonna be straight up with you. This is the most I've heard. This is what the most sources have agreed on at this point. I mean, if one thing's for sure, there is not going to be a traditional notch. And while normally I would have applauded that, it's like, man, could we just take away the crayons from the design department? Like, I literally came up with this on my iPad by making a mistake here. Listen, the point I'm making is that I feel super mixed right now because it's good that the iPhone as a product is on track for this year. Like, everything's going as planned so far. I just don't like that the last thing we saw before this good news was whatever they came up with when they were smoking PSP in the back. I'm just worried, okay? I'm a little worried about this, and I need you guys' thoughts down below in the comment section, because what do you think of, I mean, this is like it. This is the design. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like down below, hit subscribe for more. I've been Sam. Hope you're doing well, and I'm gonna go on a little trip on my favorite rocket ship. Bye-bye!